This is my first official review of a specific book. I hope you enjoyed the introduction I posted a couple days ago. Um, Now, the first book I ever reviewed with the Catholic Review of Books was on our website, and it was a biography of Herman Melville. I don't know what the significance of that fact is. Um, I don't know, uh, what kind of benchmarks or hallmarks we should be setting with all these different phases. But as we enter into the video side of things, um, I was left scratching my head for a while to figure out what book I should review first. I was thinking of Socrates' Last Days, a few of the dialogues of Plato devoted to the time around Socrates' death, which were pivotal in my own life, in my own intellectual and spiritual formation. I was thinking of course, the great, going back to basics again, to the great first Christian historian, Eusebius, and his history of the church. But I finally decided on something from out of left field, so to speak. Michael Schmidt's The First Poets. You can see it there. The Lives of the Ancient Greek Poets. This is a wonderful book. It's quite a big book. It's over 400, it's about 450 pages. It is a marvelous book. Now, the Greek poets, of course, some of the Greek poets we all know by name, like people like Homer and Hesiod and the famous playwrights that we've all heard of. Whether we've read them or not, that's another story. I haven't read a great number of them. I certainly know Homer. So this wonderful book is one of those books that I don't encounter too many books like this in my reading, because I read a lot of translated stuff. Um, this was originally written in English. It's not a translation, um, and it's superbly written. Um, it is thick. It's slow going, and I don't mean that in the negative sense. It's slow going because it is beautifully written, obviously by a lover of the written word, written by a lover of the written word. Um, the real difference between, a historian or someone who has to write versus a literary, someone who's really gifted, someone with deep literary gifts who writes as his vocation. So this book, as said, is very slow going. It starts right back with the legendary poets, the legendary writers of Greek antiquity, and Homer included. There's a great deal of information given about Homer here, but as with most legendary figures, a whole lot is not known about him definitively. There's lots, as Schmidt tells us, there's lots of places that claim to be Homer's birthplace and so on. But the actual hard facts is another matter altogether. Um, so there's about 20 chapters in this book. As I said, it's slow going, but it's beautiful, and it's well worth your time. It's not slow going because it's difficult. It's slow going because the prose is very dense, and it captures you, It's not a book that you want to skim over because the words are really quite enjoyable. Um, so, I mean, I highly recommend it. It's taken me a long time to get through, not because I found it boring or anything like that. It's utterly fascinating. But again, it's a big book, and it is full of fascinating tidbits. So I highly recommend it. If you want to know anything about the Greeks, the Greek poets that you're going to hear about or read about in any class you take in Greek antiquity, and the references to the Greek poets by every subsequent writer, the Romans, the medievals, and even the moderns. It'll give you that background, and In fact, what's interesting is it'll provide you a bit of a window into some of the history of art as well, because so many of the legends, not just that come from the Greek poets themselves, the Greek writers themselves, but also surrounding them. Okay, so legends and so on that grew up around Homer and people like that definitely makes it of deep historical significance and interest. So happy reading, and God bless you.